Today, we are shining the spotlight on the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps and its pivotal role in combating terrorism and safeguarding national assets. As Nigeria grapples with the menace of terrorism, banditry, and sabotage, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has emerged as a vital partner in the quest for national security. Our discussion this afternoon will analyze the Corps' strategies, successes, and challenges in protecting critical national infrastructure and combating terrorism. Stay tuned for more news, more analysis, and more on Panorama this afternoon. I am Sadia Umrediki. The presidency has issued a statement dismissing fake news circulating on social media about an arbitration proceeding in Paris involving the Nigerian government. According to the statement signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ananuga, the private proceeding is entirely confidential until the international arbitrators decide and should not have been reported in the media. The presidency categorically stated that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not force any eminent Nigeria to testify for or against Nigeria. Instead, those involved in Nigeria's defense are doing so willingly, driven by patriotism and conviction. President Tinubu and the entire country are grateful for their efforts. The federal government has announced that Nigeria has accepted the invitation to join BRICS as a partner country. A statement by the acting spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kemibi Abemfa, says the partnership will help align Nigeria's inspirations for inclusive growth and national integration in line with the best practices of strategic autonomy. By leveraging this partnership, Nigeria will further advance its shared goals in areas such as trade and investment, energy, security, infrastructural development, technology, and climate change, he says. The ministry points out that the former acceptance to join the BRICS as a collective of major emerging economies presents a unique platform that highlights Nigeria's commitment to foster international collaboration, leveraging economic opportunities, enhance trade, investment, and socio-economic cooperation with member countries. The ministry expresses hope to engage constructively with BRICS members to drive innovation and foster people-to-people exchange in alignment with national interest and strategic priorities. The Bayelsa state government has swung into action to halt suspected outbreak of cholera in different communities across 5 local government areas of the state. Commissioner for Health, Prof. Sefa Abisibe, while giving the situation report in an interview with NTA News, urged the general public to maintain good hygiene and not resort to self-medication. Ebinimi Ziti Moyeloya reports.
Cholera is a bacterial disease that causes severe diarrhea and dehydration. It is a highly contagious disease which, if not treated quickly, can lead to death. The recent outbreak of cholera in some states in Nigeria and suspected cases in Bayelsa State calls for action.
The State Ministry of Health, and which I know they are doing now, should be able to reach out to all the facilities in the states, particularly those in the rural communities, because where we have majorly the outbreak is in the communities in the rural settings. And so to reach out to the facilities there, assist the facilities with drugs, and also ensure that the water the people consume now should be that kind of treated water.
To contain the spread of the disease, the Bayelsa State government has activated an emergency response team for active surveillance and management of suspected cases in 5 local government areas.
We had positive REDTs, probably around 5, and then we also have confirmed cases of, I think, 2 in 2 locations, where these locations also have been converted from what we could class as red to green at this point in time. So, and then we have also in the hospital settings, both our primary healthcare centers and our secondary healthcare centers, we've intervened over 600 to 800 cases, both on outpatient and inpatient basis. But the good news is that in all these cases, we have not recorded any deaths in our facility.
The Commissioner for Health, Professor Seye Fabricibe, says the state government is adopting a multi-sectoral approach by collaborating with the ministries of environment, water resources, humanitarian partners, and community leaders. Members of the public enlightened to take responsibility, ensure good environmental and personal hygiene practices to protect public health while providing commodities and logistics to get to the hard-to-reach communities. The Commissioner noted that the Bayelsa State government is strengthening healthcare services in the state for improved service delivery. Ebinimi Zitemiola, NTA News.
A total number of 86 persons have been confirmed dead in Saturday's tanker explosion at Dikko Junction and their remains given mass burial at a site not far from the scene of the tragic incident. A statement by the Director General of Niger State Emergency Management Agency, Abdullahi Baba Ara, indicates that about 55 people sustained various degrees of injury and are currently receiving treatment at the Dikko Primary Health Center. While acknowledging the collaborative efforts of brave and kind-hearted volunteers who worked till midnight to ensure that those that lost their lives were evacuated and other debris cleared from the scene, the DG says medical personnel have been deployed to the primary health facility in the area in compliance with the state government directive. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Prof. Nentawe Geshwe Tildawa, commiserates with the government and people of Niger State over the tanker explosion that occurred on Saturday, 18th January 2025 at Dikko Junction, Gurara local government area of the state. A statement by the Director, Information and Public Relations, Ilya Roda Ishaku, says the minister describes the tragic incident which claimed lives and left many injured as pathetic and unfortunate. Prof. Yildawa commended the state governor, Umaru Bago, for the prompt action taken and other relevant agencies such as the Niger State Emergency Management Agency, Fire Service, Road Safety Corps, and the Nigerian Police in evacuating victims at the scene. The minister cautioned motorists against reckless driving, encourages adherence to road safety measures and regular maintenance of vehicles. He prayed for the repose of the souls of the departed and quick recovery for the injured. Now let's take a break. Panorama will continue in a moment. Please don't go away. With renewed vigor and fresh approach, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has vowed to crush insecurity in Sokoto State. The command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps in the state gave the assurance while interfacing with NTA News on efforts of the command in augmenting efforts of security agencies in the ongoing fight against criminal elements in the state that is grappling with banditry and kidnapping for ransom. The report.
The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC in Sokoto is stepping up efforts to tackle the state's persistent security challenges. To achieve this, the command is intensifying efforts through strategic collaboration with the military, police, and other security agencies to share intelligence and coordinate responses to security threats. According to the commandant of the NSCDC in Sokoto, the collaborative approach has been yielding positive results, with locals increasingly providing vital intelligence and supporting the command's effort to prevent security breaches.
In recent times, a lot of their camps has been identified and crushed. Several arms and ammunition were recovered. Victims have been rescued from some of these camps, which include women and children.
The commandant noted that despite facing numerous challenges, NSCDC personnel in Sokoto State remain resolute in their commitment to protecting lives and property. He stated that the Sokoto State government has also demonstrated unwavering support for the NSCDC, providing essential resources and equipment to enhance their operational capacity.
I want to assure members of the public that Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, in conjunction with all security agencies operating in Sokoto State, will not rest on their oars until we contain the insecurity occasioned by the activities of bandits and Lakwarawa.
Ultimately, with the collective effort of the NSCDC, security agencies, the community, and the state government, Sokoto State is poised to overcome its security challenges and ensure a safer and more secure environment for all. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Thank you, Dalhatu. And now to our discussion segment. With me in the studio is the Commandant, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, to discuss further on the security challenges in the state. Sir, you are welcome to Panorama Studios.
Thank you for having me.
All right, sir. What role does the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps play in supporting other security agencies in the state, and how is the interagency collaboration?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, viewers. Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps is a government statutory organization established in 2003 via National Assembly Act 2 to primarily provide assistance in the maintenance of peace and order, just as also assisting the civil populace during period of emergency. We also have the mandate to maintain 24-hour surveillance over government infrastructure, sites and projects for both federal, state and local government, just as we are also tasked with monitoring and supervising activities of private guard companies, to mention a few. Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has been at the forefront of the fight against terrorism and insurgency in Nigeria. We support the other sister agents, other security personnel, the armed forces of Nigeria, as well as police, DSS, and others, with actionable intelligence, which goes a long way into assisting and ensuring the success of the counter-terrorism operations. We also contribute personnel to joint security task force that is going on. Operations, such special operations as Operation Lafia Dole in the northeast of the country. We have personnel participating in that, and we also was participating in the special operations codenamed Operation Fansanyama, which is now aimed at pushing back all these terrorist elements here in Sokoto State. At the same time, the Corps also is helping to manage the arrested violators, because we have the mandate to prosecute offenders in the country. So most arrested offenders during these operations are being profiled and managed by us. We conduct investigations and also arrange them for necessary sanctioning.
All right, so what? Let's digress a little bit. What are the key provisions of the national policy on safe schools?
Yes, the national policy on safe school was stated by the effect of violent conflict in the country. A survey conducted in 2001, a survey conducted by the Corps in 2021 revealed that out of about 81,000 schools that were vetted, over 60 were vulnerable without any form of protection at all. This now underscored the need for government to take extreme measures to ensure the safety and security of our schools. And the national policy on safety, security, and violence-free schools were promulgated in 2022 by the federal government. And the aim is to ensure a free and conducive environment for learning in all our schools in the country. The key provision of this particular policy is to have zero tolerance on all form of violence, substance abuse, and all sorts of threats from our schools. The policy also aims at providing a system for early warning within our schools to ensure that every school in the country has a warning system where they can easily identify threats and communicate same to the relevant security agencies that will respond. It is also aimed at ensuring continuity in all our schools, even in the wake of violent conflict.
If I may come in, how is how will you manage? How is the management of the policy in Sokoto State for now?
Oh yes, in the course of the implementation of this policy, the federal government has developed a robust action plan to finance it, to ensure a sustainable funds for the implementation of this particular policy. And there's a national Safe School Response Coordination Center has been established at the National Headquarters of Civil Defense to ensure effective monitoring and response to all kinds of form of threats in our schools. And now this particular center is being replicated in all the schools. Here in Sokoto State, we are working in close collaboration with the state government. The government of His Excellency Governor Ahmed Aliyu Sokoto is giving us effective support to establish the State School Safety Response Coordination Center in Sokoto to assist us in monitoring all schools in Sokoto to ensure that these schools are safe from violence. It is rather unfortunate that in the course of our intelligence gathering, we have discovered that some of the criminal elements, particularly the bandits, are actually hibernated in some of our schools, especially in the remote areas. They used to hold meetings in some of these poorer schools where the students are supposed to learn. This poses a serious danger to the safety of our schools. And His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Sokoto State, has already made education as one of his priority area in policy. And he has expressed and assured us that he's going to give us all the necessary logistics to ensure that those schools are safe and we push back these terrorists.
So who are the stakeholders with regards to this policy now?
Yes, the stakeholders in this national policy on safe school include all the armed forces, Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Air Force, then the Nigerian Police, the State, Department of State Security Services, and then we also have the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance. They are all coming together, as well as local community. We are all involved. The school community are also integrated into this policy to ensure a comprehensive and total package of safety and security for our schools.
That's good to hear, sir. So now to the challenges of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in protecting the national assets. What are some of the reforms or operational adjustments to mitigate some of the challenges you have?
Thank you very much for that question again. Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps is also one of the lead agencies in the protection of critical national assets and infrastructure in the country. Given the vast nature of the infrastructure in Nigeria, we now call for concerted and collaborative effort with other sister agencies to ensure effective protection of critical national assets in the area of oil and gas, communications, transport, and agriculture. They are all under our coordination to ensure safety and security. So one of the major challenges we are having actually is in terms of personnel need. The vast nature of our country and the vast spread of critical assets across of Nigeria, both in all this sector, require huge number of personnel to handle. So the number of personnel we have at the moment, even though we are collaborating with our sister agencies across the country, they are still not enough. We need to get more. So we are now counting on the federal government of Nigeria and other levels of government to further ensure that there should be a robust policy to ensure regular recruitment of personnel into not just Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, as well as other agencies. It is on this note I would like to commend the effort of the Excellency, the Governor of Sokoto State, Governor Ahmed Aliyu Sokoto, who has seen me fit to create a special local security outfit to assist or support the conventional security agencies in the state in pursuing this counter-terrorism operation. I'm talking about the Sokoto State Community Guard Corps. They've been established in numbers, and we are working in close collaboration with them to ensure that we actually push back the menace of terrorism in Sokoto State.
All right, so how is the command leveraging on the community guard, you said, and the private, public-private partners, stakeholders, all involved to counter terrorism and this asset protection?
Oh yes, we are actually working in synergy with all sister security agencies in the state, including the state-based security agencies as well as local community. We do not even leave even the community self-efforts like the vigilante groups and self-guard. We always have regular interactions with them. We carry along, we share information with them. Sometimes we even go out on joint operations with them to ensure that we push back this. Given the situation of security in this country, I think it calls for all hands to be on deck to ensure a crime-free society in Nigeria.
Thank you very much. On that note, we will have to end the discussion here. Thank you for coming on Panorama this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, the news continues. Towards enhancing justice delivery in Sokoto State, Governor Ahmed Aliyu has sworn 14 new High Court judges and Qadis of Sharia Court. This move is expected to bolster the judiciary's effectiveness in upholding the rule of law and protecting the rights of citizens. Abdullahi Umar Ilalu reports.
That I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
These are the 7 High Court judges and 7 Qadis of Sharia courts taking oath of office at the instance of Governor of Sokoto State, Ahmed Aliyu. The judicial officers are expected to ensure efficient and effective administration of justice in the state, in line with their constitutional responsibility as the third arm of government. Governor Ahmed Aliyu charges the judicial officers to maintain their integrity and high standards in the dispensation of justice, considering that the judiciary remains the last hope of the people.
No member of the higher bench of Sokoto State Judiciary have ever been found guilty of judicial corruption. I will, however, call on the newly appointed judges and the Qadis to shun corruption of whatever nature in the performance of their judicial duties.
Some of the newly sworn-in judges pledge to justify the confidence reposed in them.
Trust of people is vested on us as newly appointed High Court judges. We'll do our best to render justice to everyone who it is due to.
Inshallah, we'll perform our duties diligently, inshallah.
Top government officials, families and well-wishers of the new appointees graced the occasion. In Sokoto, Abdullahi Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
Nigeria versus Samoa cricket match Women's World Cup in Malaysia abandoned due to heavy rain, with both teams receiving a point each. With details and more, let's join Sulaiman Musa on Sports Update.
Zamalek of Egypt will host Eyimba International in their final CAF Confederation Cup group game later today at the Cairo International Stadium. In a must-win to stand a chance to progress to the quarter-final, Stanley Eguma's Eyimba are sitting third in Group D with 5 points after 5 matches. Already qualified Zamalek with a game to spare top Group D with 11 points after 5 games. The match in Cairo is crucial for Eyimba, as anything short of winning will end their continental campaign for the season. Still on football, Liverpool survived Brentford's stubborn resistance at G-Tech Community Stadium with 2 late goals from Darwin Nunez at stoppage time to go 6 points clear at the top of English Premier League table. Brentford defended well to deny Liverpool the lead throughout 90 minutes until substitute Nunez breaking the deadlock in 91st minute and adding his second in the 93rd minute. Other EPL results on Saturday has Arsenal dropping points against Aston Villa in a 2-2 draw, a setback to their titles chase. Bournemouth ends Newcastle winning run with a comfortable 4-1 win at St James Park. Crystal Palace beat 10-man West Ham 2-0, while struggling Leicester City fall to Fulham by 2-0. And finally, following a thunderstorm rain, Nigeria and Samoa were both awarded 1 point each after their opening Group C match at the ICC Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup was abandoned. The game, set to take place at the cricket ground in Sarawak, Malaysia, was called off without a toss taking place. Nigeria will face New Zealand in their second match on Monday, January 20 at the same venue before concluding their Group C campaign against South Africa on Wednesday, January 22. This is the first time ever a Nigerian cricket team has qualified for ICC World Cup. With Sport Update, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
And this is where we wrap up Panorama from Sokoto Network Center. Thank you for making us a part of your day. Good afternoon.